They always give you such a large box for these things.
Honey! Oh, there you are, honey! I wanted to say how proud I was of you. When we went to the circus, you did a wonderful job. You didn't try to take home any of the animals, though I did see you pet a couple. And you looked like you had a really great conversation with the fire breather. Did you have a good time? Oh, good. You did such a good job. Is it?
Oh, that's gonna burn on the way out.
Hello, my witches and wizards. This is Professor Rowan. It's been a very interesting week, hasn't it? There's two pieces of important news, the good news and the bad news. And as I usually feel it's good to pull the band-aid off, let's go with the bad news first. Whew. So Community Day with Fred and George Weasley are being postponed for an unforeseen amount of time, and we will hopefully be getting to play with them in April. Which is honestly more appropriate since they were both April Fool's babies, I believe. So past the bad news, let's go on to the good news. The good news is that the Wizards Niantic and the Great Wizard WB have realized that we don't want to stop fighting the calamity, though many of us are going into hiding for the benefit of the realm. Because we're not going to be getting out and about as much as we usually do, and we still need to fight the calamity, there have been some changes made to the tonic for trace detections and your port keys. First off, when you logged in this morning, you may have noticed that there was a new item in the shop. It is a gift from the Wizard WB and the Wizards Niantic to us. It is a gift of 4 tonic for trace detections. The tonic for trace detection has been modified. It will now be bringing forward 30 traces in 30 minutes. That's an average of 1 trace every 60 seconds. Brewing the tonic for trace detections will be easier because the master's notes are reducing your time by 50%. It's only a 7-hour brew regularly, so that knocks it down to 3.5. By the way, if you need the code for tonic for trace detection, I am going to have it below. Yes, usually I am against cheating when it comes to doing your potions. However, in light of finals having been canceled, consider it a gift from a professor to you. All ingredients will be more prolific on the map, especially the ones for tonic for trace detection. My Wolfie was on his way to his last class because they've canceled classes for the rest of the semester, and noted that there were rumpet horns everywhere he went. Now, regular traces, not just the traces brought forward by your tonic, but regular traces will be appearing on the map more frequently. This is hopefully so that you can gather all the traces you need for a day in shorter time frames, or without having to go quite as far away from your home base as you usually need to. Spell energy will be appearing on the map. I haven't seen it yet, but I have been promised it's going to happen. Your port keys are being reduced to half of their regular walk time. So those 3K port keys you need to finish this event will only be taking you 1.5 kilometers. Oh, starting to rain. So yes, the port keys will be taking half of their regular time. Now this is only for the ones that you are putting keys in the port keys from now forward. And last, but certainly not least, you can now open 20 gifts a day instead of just 10, which helps with the whole gathering as much energy as you need, or making sure you have enough rune stones to do your fortress for the day. I know that for those of us in chosen isolation, it's going to be hard to do things like get your inns, get your fortress for the day. I still have to do a bunch to get my bonus round done, but there are ways. There's specifically a way that I am been embarrassed for quite a while to admit that I do. As I commented before, I live in Oregon. It rains a lot here, and well, here's some footage from a Patreon-only video release that might explain a way that you can do your fortresses while still not going out and socializing and potentially exposing yourself to people that you don't want to meet. Yeah, I don't like to admit that when it's raining out,
Silver key.
we'll sit in our car. When it's parked, because that's safest.
No, we just let the car go wherever it decides.
Yeah, we're not driving it on. Just yeah, no. We're in park. Thank you very much.
If only we had a Tesla.
We're sitting in the spot where you can see two sponsored inns, one right next to each other. And so which one do you want to go into, my love?
The one that doesn't crash my app.
So there you have it, witches and wizards. What we do when it's really raining out and we can't wander the streets like we'd like to.
That just sounded wrong.
It does sound wrong, doesn't it? Also, like, subscribe. If you find these interesting at all, sharing is always a good idea.
Thank you to our patrons and our new Patreons.
And as always, my witches and and as always,
You've only been doing this for 50-some videos. You'd think you'd have it by now.
I get my tongue wrapped around my eye teeth and I don't
Can't
see what
you're
I'm saying. Yeah. And as always, my witches and wizards, keep your eyes peeled, your ears open, and your wands ready. Thank you.